Hello everyone and welcome back. With Ship Showdown continuing through the Elite 8 this week, we now have a new ship to go over that has made it to the Final Four, and that is the Anvil Gladiator bomber. This ship is one of my favorite ships in the game, and I am super excited that it has finally gotten to the top 4 during this year's Ship Showdown. So for this video, we're going to do a little bit of an overview of the Anvil Gladiator because a lot of people are actually very unfamiliar with the ship. It's quite old, not very well known, so we're going to talk about it, talk about its capabilities, what it's meant to do, some possible changes we could see to it in the future, some adjustments and whatnot, and why I really enjoyed the ship. So let's go ahead and talk about it. And right before we hop into talking about it, if you are new to Star Citizen, if you're trying out the game during the free fly here, and you haven't already made a Robert Space Industries account, or if it's been less than a day since you have, feel free to use my referral code when you make your account. That'll get you an extra 50,000 in-game cash. That can get you some better starting gear, some armor, weapons, all that sort of good stuff to get you started in the game. That should be showing up on the screen now. You can just pop that in. There's a link that I have down in the video description you can click. That'll take you directly. It'll put that in for you, then you can make your account, and then you get some free goodies out of it. So make sure to do that if you are indeed a new player getting into the game for the first time. So now let's talk about some of the stats and general information about the Anvil Gladiator before we take a bit of a look at it in-game. So the Gladiator originally was made flight ready in late 2014. It's described as being the UEE Navy's premier carrier-based multi-role fighter/bomber. It's capable of carrying lots of different payloads. You have room for crew. It has a lot of different missions, both surface or air to ground, in space, and all sorts of different variability in what it's able to perform. So it's meant to be kind of a general purpose bomber slash torpedo torpedo delivery ship. Its dimensions are going to be 22.5 meters long, 22.5 meters wide, and 6 meters tall. So at least in terms of length and width, it's pretty squared off. As we'll see in a little bit, it has a pretty unique wing design that definitely makes sense why it would then have those matching dimensions. It has one size 2 power plant, one size 2 shield, 2 size 1 coolers, and a size 1 quantum drive. So you do have the little bit beefier shield and power plant, so you have a little bit extra protection there with those components. In terms of weaponry, you have 2 size 4 pilot weapons. You have a turret or a gunner that has 2 size 3 weapons, and then you have some various missile racks that are able to carry different sizes of missiles. And then you also have a torpedo bay under the belly of the ship that can carry up to 4 size 5 torpedoes for dealing with small to a little bit more medium-sized targets like constellations, Cutlass Blacks, and so on. Alright, so now let's take a look at the Anvil Gladiator as we hurry up before the sun goes down here on Hurston. So, we'll take a quick look around the outside of the ship. The Gladiator's design is quite old. Again, it's a fairly old ship, both I believe in lore and also just in the game. It's quite old, so the design looks a little bit outdated, but it still looks very cool. One unique thing about the Gladiator is it actually has 4 landing gear. 2 are on the kind of ends of the wingtips here, and then 1 is right underneath the nose, and 1 right at the back of the ship. So a little bit of a unique landing gear design as opposed to kind of a lot of ships use a triangular landing gear, 1 at the front, 2 at the back. But the Gladiator has a little bit of a unique design in that sense. Under the wings on each side, you can of course see one of the pilot size 4 weapons and 2 of the missile rack areas. Now on these I have 4 size 2 missiles each, but you can configure these with 2 size 2s or 2 size 3 missiles, 1 size 1 or even 1 size 4, sorry, or even 8 size 1 missiles. So you have quite a wide variety of different missile payloads that you can equip on this, which gives you quite a bit of customizability. On the belly here of the ship, this does not, I can't open this from the outside, but this is going to be your torpedo bay. On each side, there are these doors, these bay doors that'll open that house your 4 size 5 torpedoes. And then that's basically just mirrored over on the other side of the ship here. So, again, a little bit older ship designed, but it still looks great even in the modern game. And I would love to see some improvements made to it, which we might touch on later in the video. So that is the exterior. Only other thing to note is you can see up here at the top your gunner seat. Your gunner gets those two size 3 weapons up there, and they have their little kind of bubble glass to look through up at the top. But now let's hop into the pilot seat and the gunner seat, and we'll just take a brief look at the inside. All right, so here we are in the inside of the Anvil Gladiator. We power it up. We can see that we have 4 MFD displays across the bottom there of the central area, and they're pretty nice in a nice spot. They don't impact your visibility really at all. Having I like 2 MFDs is okay on most ships, but having 4 is definitely like I'm never opposed to it. Just lets you have a little bit more information available to you at all times, so that's very, very helpful. Again, you have pretty solid visibility around the cockpit here to the forward, above, a little bit behind if you lean over and whatnot. So again, pretty solid visibility there, but otherwise there's not too much else to the cockpit. That's about all there is. Now let's take a brief look at the gunner seat. I also love the animation for getting in and out of the ship. You drop down beneath it, the seat drops down to pick you up. So we'll hop in the gunner seat here. Now the gunner seat is one place where the Gladiator definitely shows its age. You do have you have pretty unobstructed visibility in front and above you. To the side, the left and right side, there's just black, kind of where the turret structure blocks your view a little bit. It'd probably be a little better if they made this able to actually be seen. I don't know. There was a little bit of light in here or something. Other thing you're going to notice is your couple of little MFDs are either halfway broken a lot of the time, or they're not quite laid out correctly for MFDs nowadays. Like the outline here of the screen is kind of more boxy, like a square, whereas MFDs are more rectangular. So it's kind of hard to adjust those if you need to. But other than that, it does function fine in terms of being a turret. You got gimbals and all that. So with a gunner, you can do a decent amount of damage with the Gladiator. The gunner also has the ability, if you're getting fired on from behind, they can turn around and protect behind you, which is pretty helpful a lot of the time. The Gladiator is not the fastest turning ship out there, so being able to cover behind you is definitely appreciated. But that is the gunner seat for the Anvil Gladiator. So that is a bit of a look at the Anvil Gladiator. Again, I just really love the look of the ship. It definitely is a little bit older in its ship design, but just the outline of it, the feel of it when you're flying it, having a gunner in the seat, being able to fire off those torpedoes and missiles, and being able to dish out some of your own damage. It's just a really fun ship to fly. I've definitely used it quite a bit. In like a line in mine from a couple of months ago. I used it a fair bit there when fighting against other players. It can be used for PvP missions or PvE missions and stuff like that. It's just overall I find it a pretty enjoyable ship to use, and you can buy it in game, so it's pretty readily available. If I remember correctly, I think it's like 4 or 5 million. So it's not too much in game. It's about in line with some of the other kind of medium fighters or ships like that. So I think it's definitely worth picking up and trying out. Again, I'm really excited that the Gladiator has got to be in the Final Four for Ship Showdown this year, because it's one of the last couple of ships in the game that does not have any paint or anything like that. So it'll be able to hopefully it'll get a paint finally. And also, because it's a really old ship, I'm really hoping they maybe take a little bit of time to update some of it, maybe give it some additional functionality, allow it to, currently you can't carry bombs on it, but I'd really love for them to make some sort of bomb rack where you could do that, because it is the Gladiator bomber. So we'll have to see what they end up doing for it, and if they end up doing anything special to kind of bring it a little bit more up to the modern standards, with it being that final in the Final Four for Ship Showdown. But I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. What are your thoughts on the Gladiator? Do you have one yourself? Do you fly it that often? What changes would you like to see made? Are there fixes for it that you'd like to see? Comment anything you'd like to see for that down below. But that's going to do it for this video covering the Anvil Gladiator. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, as it really helps the channel. And if you want to see some more Star Citizen ship videos, more Star Citizen news, make sure to subscribe. I did just post a video yesterday about there was the latest roadmap update, but we also found out some new information on the RSI Apollo medical ship that'll be coming soon, in I believe September. Sounds like it's gotten a pretty decent size increase. So if you haven't already checked out that video, there should be little card on the top right corner you can click to go check that one out. There's definitely some pretty cool information that we have on it. But that's going to do it for me from this one. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave any thoughts you have down in the comments below. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the verse.